Hi everybody. I thought I'd do the 10-minute challenge for Vlogmas, where you just talk about random things for 10 minutes. I actually was stuck today and I didn't know what to talk about, so I thought, why not do the 10-minute challenge? First thing about me, my name is Marquita, and that is my real name. That's my biological name. And I have two daughters named Hannah and Savannah. They are 2 years old, and they were born on June the 28th, 2013. Not from my loins, unfortunately. I wish they was, but they are my biological nieces, which is my sister, my mama's daughter, and of course my mama's daughter, kids. And my sister also has 4 other kids, Tim, Desiree, Dominic, and Brianna, that are my kids' siblings, Bubba and Sissy. And then Tim, Desiree, Dominic, and Brianna has 3 siblings. That is their mother's kid, which I know that sounds weird, but the other 4 are adopted into one big family, and she would have gotten the girls if I did not qualify for them. So all 6 of my sister's birth kids would have got to be together, but thank God and luckily enough, I got an opportunity to raise them. But Hannah and Savannah do see Bubba and Sissy. They are in their lives. Bubba and Sissy's mama name is Aunt Margie, or it's Margie, but to the girls it's Aunt Margie. I am Aunt Marquita to all 7 of the kids, which is, I do it from oldest to youngest. Tim, he's the oldest kid in their house, and he just turned 18 on December the 6th. Then there's Desiree. She is 16. She turned 16 May the 5th. And then the 3rd oldest is Gracie. And Gracie is 15. She turned 15 on May the 10th. And then there's Nick. Nick is also 15. He just turned 15 on September the 23rd. And then there is Barbara. Barbara is 13. Barbara turned 13 on June the 11th. And then, I'll do this one. Then there's Brianna. Brianna is 12. Brianna turned 12 on July the 28th. And then there is Luke. Last but not least, there's Luke. Luke is 7. He turned 7 on February the 22nd. Yes, all of them are my nieces and nephews. Tim, Desiree, Gracie, Nick, Barbara, Brianna, and Luke. All 7 of them are my nieces and nephews. And all 7 of them are siblings. And I'm very fortunate to have them in my life. I love them all to death. What was I going to say? I don't remember what I was going to say. But we get to see Bubba and Sissy. We get to spend time with Bubba and Sissy. We love Bubba and Sissy. I am in a relationship with Gary. G. Wolfenbarger. He has a YouTube. Y'all should check it out. G. Wolfenbarger. That's GWOLFENBARGER. That's how you spell his last name. And it's just G and then Wolfenbarger. I've been in a relationship with him for 8 years. We met September the 10th, 2007, which oddly enough, his divorce was final on September the 10th, 2007. I met him the afternoon. The divorce was final in the morning. We did not talk prior to that date. So I don't want nobody to think that I was a homewrecker, that we were dating while he was still married, that we were talking while he was still married. No, the first time we said anything to each other was September the 10th, 2007. Like, that's the first time we sent messages to each other, first time we talked on the phone, first time we met. So I don't want nobody to think that I was a homewrecker or that he was cheating on his ex-wife with me, because he was not. We didn't know each other. We didn't talk to each other. It was just a weird coincidence that the day that we met was the day that his divorce was final. And Gary has a son named Eric. And Eric is dating a lovely girl named Brittany. But Eric is 25. 25. And his birthday is January the 4th, 1990. And he's almost 26. I can't believe it. I met Eric when he was 17. So I feel like I was sort of there with him growing up. I mean, like when I met him, he was, I don't think he was a senior in high school. I think he was still like, he might have been in his senior year. I think he was in the senior year, of high school. And, because he was still 17, So when I met him, he was 17. He was in the senior year of high school. He went to Halls. If anybody went to Halls, or if y'all know somebody went to Halls, y'all might know him as Wolfie. That's his nickname, Wolfie. He's international known. He was really good at football. So me and Gary, between the two of us, has 3 kids, which I know Eric is not my son, but I love him no less than if I birthed him myself. That'd be kind of weird because I was 6 when he was born. But I'm just saying, like, nowadays, I hope no 6-year-olds are out there having babies, but they're very promiscuous. But anyways, I was 6 when he was born, so of course I'm not his mother, and I do not try to be his mother. I want to be his friend, and I am his friend. And I want him to look at me as a friend and as someone closer to his age that has had life experiences. For an example, paying bills, making a budget, running a household as far as buying stuff for the household, making sure you have enough food for the month, just balancing things as far as bills, fun, and work. Like, you gotta know, okay, if I go out with my friend, will I be able to get up for work? I have to go to work to pay my bills. I have to go to work to buy food. I have to go to work, for money, basically. And that's what I've been trying to tell, because like me, like he's good, like he knows that he has to go to work. He knows that he has to pay his bills, but sometimes all 3 does not go in that order. He and he's a really good kid, don't get me wrong, but that's like the 3 things that I was trying to like tell them like, okay, yeah, you're still young, but you are an adult, and when you get an apartment, you have to pay your bills. You know, you can't go to this movie with this check, but you might can, like, you know, pay your bills first, so that when you get your next paycheck, or pay half of the bills, and then when you get your next paycheck, you could pay the other half, and you might have some play with money. That's what I've been trying to help him with. See, me, I didn't really have anybody to teach me as far as saying, okay, this is like, you pay your bills first, you know, and then you can play with money. See, how I learned, which is an awful way to learn, but it's how I learned, was I grew up, my mama was like, alcohol first, bills second. That's how she was. But then we were also homeless a couple of times. And so me growing up as an adult, as soon as I got 18, like, I was like, okay, I never want to be homeless again. Knock on wood. I have been fortunate enough to not have to experience that as an adult on the side that, because, okay, 18, I was homeless, but I was also in state custody, and I signed myself out of state custody the day before my 18th birthday. So of course it went through like a week later. So I was 18, I signed myself out of state custody, and then the group home I was living in, I left that group home on January the 1st, 2002. And so I was basically homeless my second half of my senior year, but I was 18. So I was an adult, but like I ended up finishing school. I don't want y'all to think that I did, and then it's okay if y'all didn't, but I did. I finished school. I graduated, not from the school I wanted to, but I did graduate. And then see, I graduated high school, and then I got my first apartment. And my thing was, okay, I want a cell phone. I had zero money. I had zero income. I had no means to pay for that, but I knew I wanted it. So so I had my first apartment, and I lived in that apartment. Like I lived in that apartment for like almost a year. But I moved in that apartment. See, I graduated May the 18th, 2002. And I moved into that apartment on May the 20th, 2002. So yes, like, because I was living in a homeless shelter from January 2002 till May the 20th, 2002. And so when I got my very first apartment, I was like, you got to do what you got to do to not be homeless. You got to do what you got to do to not be homeless. You got to do what you got to do to not be homeless. So what I did was, so I wouldn't be homeless, I had to make sure that I had to find money to pay my rent. And I had $80, or maybe it was like $85. $85 that I got, that people gave me from graduation to like spend, to live on, whatever. I took that $85 and I paid May's rent, which was $25. I paid June's rent, which was $25, and I paid July's rent, which was $25. And I think that left me with like $8 left. Like, I remember July, I was like, oh my God, it's $8 left. How am I going to pay my rent? I have no money. I have no job. I have no income, zero income. How am I going to pay my rent? Which I know y'all like, $25, is that all? I fortunate enough, I had Section 8 voucher. And because I had zero income, my rent was $25. I know that kind of don't make sense, but hold on. I'm going to have to stop it because I'm at 14 minutes. Yeah, I did over my 10 minutes, but I'm going to finish my thing. But I got one strike, so I can't do anything over 15 minutes on my page. So hold on.